Are you
Because for
Muslim?
real,
Are you
man.
Muslim, though?
No, but I know it's a shitload of them.
Ah, okay.
Like shitload. Like
Yeah, no.
they've lived in my house. I've had drama
Hey,
with
it's
them.
okay. I mean,
They're like, Maria, shut up. You talk too much. And I do talk a lot.
I mean, I make Muslim terrorist jokes even though I was never a Muslim, so it's okay. Like, you
Oh,
know.
oh wow.
I grew up Orthodox Christian.
Grew up Catholic.
Yo,
We're live.
Hey.
Hello, Internet.
Hey. What's it?
I am King Rhino. Welcome to the premiere opening show of NSFW, Not Safe for Work. We're going to be talking every week with people from all over Budapest, comedians, entertainers, politicians, anybody we can drag into the studios to talk about anything that's on our fucking minds. As I said, once again, not safe for work. Get grandma and the kids out of the room. We got a kind of a United Nations mix of guests with us today. Some of my good friends were nice enough to stop in for the first show. My good friend Daniel Ahmed, Tibor Getty, and the lovely Maria Mama. We're all four expats, I guess, living in Budapest.
Kind of, sort of.
kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Kinda, sorta, yeah.
I'm from America.
Lebanon.
I'm an Australian-born Spanish-Hungarian.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm Hungarian, African American.
And all been here for different periods of time. I've been here coming up about 6 months. You've
2
been here.
years and a plus.
Like 9 months, but I've been in and out a few times.
And Maria's been here the longest,
8 years.
which
Jesus
is
Christ.
why she's the only one here that speaks it beautifully and fluently.
My condolences,
No.
Maria.
So, Daniel, since you've been here, in the couple of years you've been here, what are some of the things you like and you don't like about living in Hungary?
Okay, well, first of all, I mean, you know, not so many car bombs. It's wonderful. Nah, I'm just kidding. Architecturally, Budapest is fantastic. And
Beautiful city.
There's a lot of history and culture, and there's an artistic tradition that you can see in the country. Like, compared to most other countries I've been to, you know, they sort of don't have this spirit of art that I've noticed. You know, you can see it in, like, the gargoyles on the street and the art pieces that you find in museums, etc. There's sort of a culture here. It sort of bears a lot of similarities to France, but sort of like a Central European version of France compared to most of the other countries I've been to. And, you know, like I said, architecturally stunning. There's that beautiful river right in the middle of the city that bisects the whole city. You know, public transport's amazing. It's really, really cheap. It's half what I pay, and I come from the Middle East, you know? So, and, you know, basically, you know, it's really convenient, and it's a city where you can sort of be and do whatever you want. Be whoever you are, do whatever you want. As for what I don't like about it, I mean, you know, like, I'm going to start with saying that I have not had the greatest experience with a lot of locals here. I mean, there are some amazing locals, you know, some people that I really love. But at the same time, I've met some really hostile locals, racists, neo-Nazis, fascist wannabes, you know, you name it. But
Anti-Semites.
anti-Semites,
Oh, wow.
and
Nazis.
They're just so
I-
open
you know,
about it.
yeah.
They're so
Nazis.
open. I'm like, oh. Whoa.
Number two, I mean, you know, that's just my number one complaint. You know, like, I mean, it's easy to avoid because there's a huge international community here. It's easy to meet people from different nationalities, like the four of us here. You know, and you know, you can meet a lot of English speakers, a lot of friendly people, and so you don't really have to deal with that problem a lot. And
Yeah, you're right.
number two, it's sort of the quality of this, you know, like the groceries and the food and the supermarkets here, sort of lackluster.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Maria.
I thought it was great compared to America.
Really?
Monsanto.
Really? I come from
I
Beirut.
think-
We have like we're
There's
like
less choice.
Okay, I guess there's a spectrum of
Supermarkets
quality.
have a lot less to choose
yeah,
from.
they have a lot
yeah.
less choice. They have a lot less. I mean, it's the quality's not theirs that much these days. But like, for example, I come from Beirut, you know, and we're like, on average, the GDP per capita is like $5,000 less. We're way poorer, and yet for some reason we have much better food and like, you know, and for example, customer service.
Oh God.
Here is.
Oh God.
Everybody knows.
Scary.
Customer
I have
service
some- I
here
have
is
some
the
stories.
worst I've ever seen in my life.
What I enjoy, I get a big kick out of here when I go to the grocery store, and it drives me crazy, is they have different American products here that we don't have in America. Like, I found 10 different kinds of Lay's potato chips that I never saw in America.
Yeah.
You have 12 different kinds of Kit Kat candy bars in Budapest.
Sure.
I got one in America. You got Kit Kat. Here you got
varieties.
you got peanut butter, strawberry,
They-
white.
Because we like sugar, we like sweet.
They are missing the ultimate American product, though, root beer.
Ooh.
I never realized that.
I've never liked root beer.
I don't like you anymore.
I did not realize that you couldn't find root beer here.
There's one shop. I fucking love root beer, and I'm like back in Dubai, you drink it all the time. But here, Jesus, no, man. There's no way to find it.
It's nasty.
It's more common in Beirut.
So apparently, if somebody could start smuggling, if we could get like an underground railroad of A&W
You could be
root
rich.
beer into Budapest.
Every
it'd be
time my
like-
friend goes to Chicago, I tell him, get me 2 liters a bottle.
And apparently, you can't get Reese's peanut butter here.
No,
I guess
there is. I think I've seen some somewhere.
Very few places, though. It's
You
not
mean the
like,
Reese's cakes, the little buttercup
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
Fuck,
You don't
they're
find
good.
those
they're
everywhere.
fucking gross.
Yeah. And so I think issue number 3, which is like the reason why most of us won't be staying here, is that even though it's cheap, people don't save much here and they don't make a lot here. It's cheap, but you're basically better off living somewhere more expensive where you can also save more.
Yeah.
And there's a bigger social security net.
Yeah.
And number 4,
It's hard
actually,
to save. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 4 for me, which is actually like a pretty big deal for me, is that there's a huge tax on tech. Computers, mobile phones, blah, blah, blah. They're way more expensive here than anywhere I've ever been.
because of the tax on it.
30%,
Yeah.
I think, is the number.
Wow.
That's the reason? Because, yeah.
30
I do
fucking
know.
percent, man.
It's 27 on it.
27.5.
Well, you know.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing. Yeah, pretty much.
3%.
It's
Oh,
That's the highest VAT in the
It's
European
not like
Union.
phones already
Wow.
don't cost an arm and a leg,
Yeah.
you know? It's not like phones already don't cost an arm and a fucking leg in this country. And then you're making like, what, 600 euros a month? It's like your entire month's salary for a phone, for Google, for like the newest like mid-range phone. It's bullshit.
And you wonder why people are so angry here.
Right? Right? I've never seen.
Oh,
I've
they
never,
get so angry.
I've never seen
Oh.
a bigger epidemic of resting bitch face. Than
Oh
I've
my
seen.
god. No, I've never met crazier bitches than Hungarian
Resting
bitches. I'm
bitch
not
face
kidding.
syndrome is,
Oh, Lord.
is alive and well in Hungary.
Now, what about you, Tibor, since you've been here?
Favorite things? Fuck. Lots. I love this city. I think it's a really beautiful place. I think I love the most about it. It's the right amount of chaos.
Yeah.
You know, like
Great
everywhere
material.
you
Great
go.
material
yeah.
for
But
comedy
it's
for art.
Controlled chaos. It's just
It's like chaos, but chaos that you can really kind of,
Yeah.
you know, like swim
Enjoy.
through. You know, you can
Manageable.
Yeah.
you really enjoy it, and then it kind of wipes you out for like half or like most of a Saturday or a Sunday, and then you get out of bed at 7 p.m. and then you go for your next chaos again. And
It's like
you do that again on Tuesday
spontaneous.
night, and then on Wednesday night, and then you take Saturday night off or whatever. So I really like that, and I really like that. You know, midweek is actually probably one of the best times to go out in Budapest
Really?
because you know midweek is when you're going to meet the real desperados. You know, at
The
5 a.m.
hardcore.
or 6 a.m. on the Kurut in those cheap fucking bars. And you
Kakash.
know, you'll just meet all these
24
places,
hour.
right? Yeah.
Well, you see the craziest people up
Gold
there.
bar.
Ooh, last one was these hooligans.
And it's like you have this common denominator. It's like 5 or 6 in the morning, and you're in Kokosh, and it's like you're there and your mate's there, and then these other 2 desperados there, and there's another one, and it's like, well, we should talk because look at us fucking losers right now, you know. We should
Here
do
at like
something
5
about
in the
it.
morning.
And then you get really excited, and then you think you'll be friends for a long time, and you probably won't. You might add each other on
On
Facebook,
Facebook.
And then
and
never
then you don't
talk
even
again.
really
Never.
remember, and then you go, who's that fucking guy?
Yeah.
You know, so
like,
then,
how
but,
did
you know,
I-
like it's cool. You know, there's a kind of, and then
it's
like
a learning experience.
three
You
and a half,
learn.
Can't tell you how many
months
people I've
later
met.
down the track, you know, someone goes, hey man, Timmy, what's
Because
going
it's
on?
a tiny ass city. So
like, you
you
look at
can
the
be like,
guy.
oh,
It is a fucking tiny city, man.
man, it's great, man.
You will
It's
not
great
believe
for an
how many,
artist.
like-
Great for a comedian. Great for an artist. 'cause
Yeah,
there's always
definitely.
some story, some crazy shit.
Yeah. You will not believe how many like it's a small world stories I've encountered.
Oh yes.
there's a
Oh
saying.
my. Oh
There's
my
no
God.
secrets in Budapest.
There's no
None.
And so
Everybody
you don't
knows.
fuck anyone
It's-
over
you gotta-
because it'll bite you
Oh.
on the ass very quickly.
Why
Yeah,
comedy
for-
is great.
you gotta
for
be
a
careful.
big city, it's very small.
Yeah.
Like anytime we go out, my girlfriend runs into somebody she knows,
Yeah.
no matter where we are, almost every single time. And I go, how is this possible with a city
Yeah.
this big? And she goes, look, it's really what you think is a big city.
Yeah.
It's very small.
Yeah.
I was in the club one time and this girl that stopped me and she's like, "Hey, you're that comedian." I'm like, "Wow, okay." Like it's not often that
It's easy to be recognized. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's really cool. I think there's a kind of sense of connection.
cool.
Like you can be anonymous if you want, and then if you are extrovert or you're sociable, or whatever, you know, and you've got a lot of openness, then you'll connect with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
People are
so depending on your personality, I think it's fine. So that's, I think, what I love about it the most. And if you're a creative person, I think this is maybe the best city
I
in the
think so
world.
too.
Like, no shit.
I've come
Like,
up
I'm
with
not
a
saying from a financial point of view or anything like that, but
Yeah.
if whether you're a musician or a writer or a theatre guy or
Comedian.
a comedian, whatever it is, there are so many pockets of so many things to either go and
You
check
got it.
out or get involved with, or other
Yeah.
people that want to collaborate, or whatever. Like, you can do whatever you want, and you will always find people that they just don't.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Brett.
And first one that has to go to the bathroom loses. That's the NSFW beer game.
I sat through
If you get-
Avengers.
if-
I'll be fine.
Eventually, maybe it'll be
Yes,
like
he said
like
that.
musical chairs. If you go to the bathroom, you can't come back to the discussion.
I sat through Avengers after drinking that 1 liter bucket.
What were you thinking?
It was the worst experience of my life, dude. I was sitting there.
I
Like,
wore an
during the
adult
fight-
diaper.
during
so-
the fight, during one of like the biggest fight scenes in the movie, and I was sitting there like,
I can't leave. I must watch.
yeah. But back to the Budapest thing.
All right,
Right?
so,
Yeah.
and the third thing though, I'm going to go in threes like you did,
Yeah,
right? So the
that's a
third
good-
thing that I like is, I think it's a city where you just, you're not fighting against the grain. You're not always tired. Like, it's small enough, well, for me,
Right.
anyway, compared to Melbourne, which is literally 19 times bigger than
Wow.
Budapest in
Fucking
size.
hell.
19. Like, you know, I did the nerd thing and Googled the
Okay.
fucking square kilometers and blah, blah,
genius.
blah, and I can do that.
Yeah.
It's like 19 times
That's
bigger.
insane.
So you're always drained because everywhere it's like an hour here for public transport, an hour there, an hour there, an hour here, and it's super anonymous. And here it's just like, well, you can
Far away is like 30
20
minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
far
oh
away.
my God, you live so
Yeah,
far
yeah,
away.
yeah.
It's 30
Like
minutes.
this-
I'm like-
Yeah, yeah.
When I first got here, I was like, yo, this looks really close.
Yeah.
Now I've lived here for long.
This
Oh
place
my
is
God,
like
30
all
minutes.
across the city from my apartment. My apartment's on the other side of the city.
Mine is in Buda.
And I feel like
And
like
it was like 40 minutes max.
socially everything's way more accessible because, you know, your mates go, Tuesday night, fuck it, you come and meet me at the bar for a drink. It's
there's
10:45.
always,
So you're like,
there's always something popping. Like, okay,
Yeah, cool.
sometimes you go to an empty
Yeah.
place, but
Fuck
there's
it,
still
you know?
something popping.
Always.
You still see
Always.
some
Whereas,
random people
in
that
Oz,
It's
depending on how open
it's
you
the
are.
perfectly
Yeah.
sized city. You know what I mean? It's just big enough so you're always meeting new people, and just
Yeah.
small enough so it's easy to get around to those people.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's a good description.
Yeah. And
yeah. So I mean, I love that. And then the things. So what I really hate, I hate the fucking English fucking stag fucking.
Oh my
guys
God!
that come
I
here.
had to
Are those the
convince
guys
my
in the
brain.
towels?
Those
Oh, God.
guys,
With
yeah.
the-
I just heard
the
about
drag-
those. I saw my
Dude,
first group
you
the
are-
other
you have
night.
not
The
seen
drag
the worst we
outfits,
get.
you know, baby
Last
clothes.
year,
them.
You have not seen anything.
No,
like
that-
give it a
Full
month.
racist
Give it
here.
a month.
Full racist.
I know I get it.
Fuck
They
these
are
English
annoying,
guys.
but
Oh
at
my
the
God.
same
And some
time,
of the
it's
Irish
like, let
ones
them
as
have
well.
some
These
fun.
stag weekends. And
I saw a guy-
Budapest, and it's
yeah.
like this sausage fest of like 20 dudes.
And they go crazy and they're like, ah!
And
They're
they're
just
just
loud.
like, you know, fuck you guys. Like fuck you
summers
guys.
ago.
Sorry, you know.
Yeah, 2 summers ago. I was
Yeah, and
in,
okay, no, you're not from England.
Orban, listen, if you're going to do anything about any migrant group at all, right, stop, not the migrants,
Stop
the tourists.
the madness.
Right, the British
Stop the
male
madness.
stag weekend tourists.
Not
They're
allowed.
The only ones you need to stop when
are
you
you
go
coming here for?
to the European Union and Parliament. Stop them. You can let anyone else in from the United Kingdom.
They ain't
All the
working
rest of the
hard.
world. Don't give a fuck. They're fine. Everyone else is a pleasure in Budapest.
Yeah.
But fuck these people.
What are you
Oh,
coming here for? Party.
Actually, no. I have a second tourist group I'm not okay with as well. I'm sorry. This isn't going to sit well with some people, but you know, it's not as large a group. But you know, your packs of like 3 or 4, you know, southern Italian men, you know, and they go to the weekend and they're like all over the women, and you know,
Oh, God,
you
yeah.
can't blame
But,
them.
you know,
Okay,
that's
I get it, but
life
you
of
know,
women.
the way they're so fucking Italian about it, and I'm sorry about like, you know, they just
You know, you're
so-
talking like an Italian
Yeah.
when you
Yeah,
do that,
yeah,
don't
well,
you?
Well,
They're
Hungarians
actually
do this
angry,
too.
you know, and you're just like, oh man, fuck. So I don't like them, you know. I'm a little bit jealous, I'll be honest. You know, like, it's a little bit
to the
jealous.
Say it.
I think we pretty much
bit
reached
jealous.
round 0 for the complaint.
They do well sometimes, and you know,
Nah, man.
congrats.
The
It's
British.
okay. But I don't like that.
Ah, you get used to it. Eight
doesn't
years
suit
living
me.
here, you're just like,
It doesn't suit me, so I don't like it. No, some of them are okay. Look, at the end of the day, I think I can, with the Italians, if I was Orban, the dictator, and I would do my thing, I would just do the Italians on a case-by-case scenario and interview them and then work out who's okay and who's not. But all British stag weekends, just forbidden, like banned, no
Oh,
access,
poor
no entry,
Fuck no.
go to
man.
Bratislava or
they're-
something, you know.
they're
2 summers
entertaining
ago.
when you're drunk, like just talking to them. They can get annoying.
But
leave.
they all want to hang out with me. So I'll be
I'm
in
like,
Slipknot,
oh, so you
and there's
cool.
English guys go, oh, he speaks English, and then like some of them are okay actually.
Oh my God.
And they're like, oh, the guy's all right, and then I've got the local knowledge, and they all want to know everything from me,
Yeah.
and then it's like I
Well,
should
you
be
know what you
fucking
should do?
charging them for this.
Yes,
shit.
you should. That's exactly what I was
Make
going to
that money,
say.
you're not
Compensate
fucked.
me for the stress. You know,
Compensate.
the annoyance.
Well,
That's how I look at it.
I just get them.
So I'm like, all right, then get me a beer. I'll give you
No, they
directions.
do.
I'll
They're
let you
good
know.
that way. They get me beer.
See, that's
but,
cool.
you know.
I've seen worse.
Now, 2 summers ago, there was a Scottish man wearing a white dress and a blonde wig, and he was going around dabbing on people.
Dabbing.
Yeah, like this.
Like a stag party. That's what they were doing. And, and
That's
he
a
was-
dab.
Yeah, like my students.
Is this like
do that.
American?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I
it's
think
like-
it comes
like a stupid
a
thing,
while
but
ago.
He's fist bumping people too, and then like last year, there was like these. We were sitting on next to the Kirai tram stop. You know what I'm talking about? And suddenly there's like 5 people come around wearing gimps a la Pulp Fiction. Gimp
What's that?
suits.
Jim?
Full latex bondage.
Oh,
The waving
nice.
dildos around,
Nice,
and they're all
okay.
British. And I was like,
You
yeah.
take pictures. It's great for.
We
you
took
know.
pictures, but we don't want to see that.
I don't care. It's entertaining. Anything.
Hey,
right.
whatever floats your boat, Maria.
What about you, Maria?
So yeah, you've been here the longest, 8 years. You.
Oh man, I've had a lot of
Oh, we-
experiences
I've had
here.
You came in 2011.
Drama, man. This the biggest dramas I've ever had in
Oh
my
my
life
God.
was from this country. Crazy bitches I've mentioned. Thinking I'm trying to fuck their husband, not husband, boyfriend, and then they like, for example, there was this one girl. She dated this Arab guy, and he was living with me. He was just my tenant. And for some reason, she was convinced that we were hooking up, and she just started like threatening me. I'm
Oh,
gonna
she
get
stalked
you.
the shit out of you?
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
man, like chill, man. Like I'll just ignore this, and she'll just see this shit's crazy. Like come on,
No,
now.
Hungarian women will
I'm not trying
stalk
to.
the shit out
But
of
the
your,
more,
like,
yeah.
exes.
But the more I was
Big time,
quiet,
yeah.
the more
God.
she went crazy. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
finally she went and like wrote some shit on my Facebook wall. I was like, okay, done. I block your ass.
Yeah. No, there's
Yeah.
what was it? There's something in
Ghetto.
the air here that you see a lot of crazy fucking people. You know, like I tell
Craziest.
I tell jokes on stage. Some of the people think some of it is not true, but it's actually true.
Oh.
The for example, there's a story. I was walking by Kelati one time, and there's a man in a chicken suit who pops out of nowhere. I swear to God, the area was abandoned, and, and the guy just pops out of nowhere on a street. He starts clucking with a chicken suit
I like this
out of
guy.
nowhere.
I would get my camera out. I'll be like, might as
would've
well, like,
befriended
I,
world
I
star.
was like, you know, I was laughing
find
for a
out his
while,
name
but then
or
I never
something?
went down
The
that
chicken,
way
the
again.
chicken people are always the first to
I ain't never seen
occupy
no chicken
abandoned
people.
areas.
And then
You
it
learn
was 2
that.
in the morning.
Chicken people.
One
The
time,
chicken
Never.
people, yeah.
yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
One time it was 2 in the morning, and we were in Dak, and this homeless guy had we had a towel wrapped as a cape on him, and then he had a KFC bucket on his head as a helmet,
Oh shit.
and then he had sunglasses.
mental
it was 2 in the
health,
morning.
man. We gotta.
It was 2 in the fucking morning, and then there's this
Yeah.
other guy who was literally trying to pull the stones off the pavement. in Dak.
Okay,
The cabs were
that's another level.
he was like the cabs were like honking at him, and he was like trying to lift the stones off.
I bet
the
in his
streets.
mind he's like, I'm on a mission. I'm like Superman. I gotta
There's a
save
conspiracy
the
in the
earth,
rocks.
man. Something's down there, man. Gold.
Yeah, man, the
Yeah.
stories I have, the things I
Kind
have.
of fucking depressing.
I know, but you got if you got people that are
horrible.
angry all the time, that
Terrible
means they are.
existence.
You know, Hungary is like ranked like was it number 1? Most depressed country ever. We got
I reckon
Africa where we're
Finland or
starving and people are
Iceland's
just
gotta be
dancing.
worse,
Over here, they're
guys.
like, man, fuck you, man. Look, you stepped
Middle
on my
East.
toe.
Finland's gotta
Get
be
that,
worse.
go to hell.
They've got so much fucking night over there.
Fuck you
It's got
for
to be
breathing the
worse
same air as
there.
me. That's what they say here.
It's got to be worse. Yeah, I mean, you know,
Oh my
sorry,
God.
Finnish friends. Yeah, I love
No,
you
Finland-
guys.
people-
I have a soft
No, I
spot
feel
for
like-
Finland.
I
You
like
can't
Finland,
tell-
Dutch
I
people,
just went to
the-
Finland last month. You can't tell if Finnish people are happy or sad. It's the same thing.
They have this saying.
Oh no, that's like my
they have a
ex-boss
saying.
when he's happy, sad. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like,
no,
I went-
communicate.
Is
like,
that
I
is that a
can't.
Finnish thing or a
There's, no, no,
Scandinavian
there's,
thing?
there's a, there, no, no,
Oh,
no, there-
Romanian too. I
There's
think
a Finnish
Romanians,
Swedish
yeah.
thing where they have the same saying, but it's switched. So the Swedish say we can we can drink and have fun. Or, no, so we can have fun without drinking. And the Finnish say we can
Drink
drink
without
without having
having
fun. Really? Because
For real?
I toured with a Finnish
that
guy,
what it
and he told me that he was smashing it every night, and he had just like sweetest guy ever, but he always just had a blank look on his face, just there, just looking at like the fucking wall the whole
that's
time.
brilliant.
So 5 a.m.
Oh.
every day consistently. Like, and you know, and he was enjoying himself, but that's just, you know, the body
face.
language. And you know, they have this thing, the Finnish, right, where they've got this thing about personal space.
Yeah.
And when they go to a
Their
tram
bus seats are,
stop
like,
or
wide.
or a bus stop,
I love that.
they have like 4 meters between each person.
Like, hey, what's up? Don't,
And if
don't.
you Google Finnish bus stop, right, you'll see like, you know, 10 people at a bus stop, but the first person
yeah,
and the last person,
I was-
it's like
I kinda like
20
that.
meters from
It
one
is, it's
side
cool.
of the
I
bus.
It's like
like
the
my
exact
place.
opposite of here.
Helsinki is
Yeah,
dope
yeah,
as hell because
yeah.
you don't have to interact with anybody. So I bought my. I remember I landed in Finland in the airport, and I did not speak to a single person the whole first day there because I downloaded the app on my phone for the public transport tickets, and then I just got everything on the phone. Then I went to the supermarket to get some stuff, and I just interacted. I did the whole thing without interacting with a single human being. What's amazing about that place is that the self-checkout actually works. Unlike here, you know,
They have self checkout.
you're going to Tesco in
Yeah.
Hungary, and they're like
Here?
and there's
Yeah.
a fucking
Star,
error.
is it?
out of
I guess
nowhere.
I go to the smaller city.
I have to make a confession. I was really bummed when I found out they had the, you know, Pay Pass
Yeah.
here. Like, it's pretty new. I know, like 2 years or something. There's been
Is
Pay
it?
Pass here or something. It's been like 5 or 6 years in Oz, and I was like, oh yeah, they don't have it in Hungary. Hungary's still old school. It's still real.
We
And then I
we
came
always
here,
behind
and I'm like,
anyway,
oh,
not out
it's
here.
caught up with the rest of the world.
But we keep.
I was.
We had the first pay pass in the world.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so
moron.
trying to diss my people.
What is
Trying to
what is
diss-
PayPass?
Contact
Good,
us
good.
card.
But
Oh,
generally,
we smart.
it's like everywhere now. But
So you just wave your
generally,
card.
See, that's-
well, it's like a
only
wand,
like
like
the last
whoosh.
2 years.
That's why. See, that's why
Charge it.
they hate me here because I hand them my credit card, and they look at me like I actually have to do something.
like
Yeah.
bitch.
You know,
don't wanna
and it's
piss
like,
off a
and they go,
Hungarian,
no,
man.
you know,
They
it's
can-
an
they can-
American card.
they
You
can
actually
make
have
you-
to put
they
it
can
in.
snap
Pay Pass is a
like
scam. You get charged on every Pay Pass transaction.
These
They do a
little
little.
bangs.
There's a
Yeah.
little.
It's like
on the-
not much. It's like a few cents.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
that it adds up.
But it does.
Yeah.
It does
That's
over
how
like
that's how they steal.
over 180 transactions a month. Yeah, it does.
Well, you know what else I don't think anybody else has figured out here, and I did recently. When you pay cash in forints, they don't have 1, 2, 3, 4 cent forints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They round.
Oh,
up and round
I know.
down.
Oh,
We
you
do that
think
in
about
Australia too.
That makes me have
we
like
don't have
So
one
I
in Finland.
figured, when they round up on giving me my change, and they keep that 2 forints.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm gonna
When you
need
take
that.
a chain
I'm gonna
like
need that.
like Aldi or Primo or Spar, when you figure how many customers a day and how many stores a day that they're rounding up and keeping, two forints from you, 1 forint from you, 3 from you, 4 from me, at the end of the day, that's a nice little skim game
It's the
they've
same in
got.
Oz.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same in
Dude,
Oz.
I hate.
Really?
We don't have
I
little
think
2
that's
cent
like
coins.
capitalism.
I
Like,
fucking
Yeah.
hate how they handle coins in Europe. Where I come from, in the Middle East, there's 2 coins. That's it.
Really?
2.
That
What?
makes it
1 and
easy.
2?
No, like 250, 500, and 1,000, and that's fucking it. No,
You don't have one.
5, 10,
Well, we used to
20,
have
50,
other-
100, 200. Fuck off with all that. Do you know what my wallet looks like when they give me a lot of change, man? It's like I'm fucking carrying like a
you
grenade.
carry it like I'm gonna pay in coins. So go 5.
See, and that's the thing
15,
for an
100.
American living here now is I still Americanize everything in my head.
Oh my God, me too.
Like when I go grocery shopping, I'm
Linear.
constantly,
Thinking how much it is in
dividing like
dollars?
in dollars.
Yeah,
me
dollars.
too.
I'm
Me
still-
I have
I'm
not.
here 8 years and I still
Me too.
haven't-
Oh, that's $6. Oh, that's $2.
Yeah,
I have
not-
Everything I buy, I immediately convert it to
Yeah,
Australian
I do
dollars
too.
Immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. And then I
So-
feel good like 90% of the time, like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes some things
Then
are
when you
more
get
expensive.
paid,
You're
you're
like,
like, bitch, how
or
much
when
you paying
something's
me?
nearly the same price as it is in Oz, you're like, oh, fuck that. No way. I'm
Yeah,
not paying
you
that
get
much.
spoiled
you know?
because it's like
Yeah, yeah.
going out to restaurants, and I
Yeah.
come from the restaurant business.
I went to Finland. I got a heart attack. I forgot.
Yeah, man. Even England will give me a hard time.
I got
man.
used to
I'm
paying the
very-
hundred.
UK,
Coming from with American
Totally.
dollars. I remember
Pounds.
one time
Pounds
when
are
I
fucked.
this is like
Yeah.
in 2000 something, 2003 or something. I remember I had like a shitload of money in dollars I saved.
Yeah,
went
pounds
to
will
England.
fuck
I was
you
like,
up.
pow, and I
No.
got like half, and I was like,
Yeah,
And then
And
Norway,
everything's expensive.
Norway
I'm
will
like,
destroy
goddamn.
you.
I come from a restaurant background, and it's amazing. Like when we go to meals for meals here, how inexpensive they are. Because I'll go, wow, this is really cheap, and my girlfriend will go, this was
No,
expensive,
expensive.
and I'll
Yeah.
go, no.
They
I
be
said, if
telling-
you had
yeah.
any idea what you would pay for this meal in America, and by the way, shout out to everybody at Brennan's, my restaurant in New Orleans. Still
Okay,
miss and love
what's
you
up,
guys.
people in the restaurant?
It's amazing, the price difference and the quality, but the sacrifice is the lack of customer service. Because
Oh, yes.
in Budapest and Hungary, I guess what I've learned is
yeah.
they take your order, they bring your food,
Don't
and
talk
then
to
you
me.
don't see him again.
Don't even complain.
You literally
How
have to
dare
tr-
you fucking
yeah.
complain?
Oh, you'd
What?
better not ask for something.
Like in America,
like,
they'll be disturbing you. Like you feel like, oh my God, you think I'm gonna steal? Like
Dude,
what's up?
no, I
You know,
remember-
how are you doing? How are you enjoying? Like, please.
And in
okay,
America,
great.
it's all about
Here-
customer service.
Wow.
Yeah.
They'll at
How
least
you
come
doing?
back
How
and
you
say,
doing?
how's
You
it
good?
going?
How's
Do you need anything?
Where I come from, that's how it is, man.
Here?
the
Here,
Boom.
they will be. No, I'll tell you a story about like when I first got here. I was trying to buy tickets, and I was still okay. My Hungarian is better now, but back then it was still.
Yeah.
I understood, but like I had trouble with hundreds and thousands. And I remember I was trying to buy a bus ticket.
Yeah.
And that was the time we didn't have like the automatic machines. So I went and like she was saying like I guess I thought she was talking about hundreds. Like I was trying to buy a monthly thing, and then I was giving her like 1,000, and she's like, what do you want me to do with this thing? Like in America they'd be like, oh, you gave me the wrong thing, but she just kept going, and there was a long line, and I was like, and I was having like PTSD, like, oh my God,
I want to ask-
But
here's the money, man.
I have a guilty
Please tell me what
confession.
I'm doing.
I once asked
She
them
didn't
to
give a
take
shit.
pickles off
She
a meal
was-
that I ordered, and they looked at me like I just slapped them in the face.
I have a guilty.
Dude, you can't pick off your own fucking pickles?
No, there's one. No, I don't even fuck with
I'd give
that.
you that
I
much.
don't fuck with that no
Window.
more. I'll just like, it's fine.
No, that's
I'll
nasty.
take it out
Just
myself.
flip
Don't
'em.
worry. Waste the cucumber.
I fucking hate pickles.
No, but
I do too. I do too.
I have a confession. I adore Hungarian negativity.
The
Actually,
pessimism.
You see something
There's
fine.
actually a
Everyone
benefit.
started laughing
There's
in the
actually
room.
a benefit
I'll
of
tell you
Hungarian
why.
pessimism. You
no,
need that,
no,
man.
I
You
have
gotta
a
be
reason.
little-
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Well, one, it's kind of entertaining, but that's not the main reason. The real reason is you immediately know what someone thinks and feels.
Oh,
straight
God,
away.
they don't even
And
play.
if you're fucking
They'll-
up
they'll be
or
like, "How
you
are
say
you? Not
something
good."
dumb, like I
No,
said something
shit,
dumb
I'm doing
before
it.
about
Yeah.
PayPal,
I'm like, oh.
you know straight away.
Oh, they won't say, no.
And you correct your knowledge.
They
and
say
then
it like
you
it
correct
is.
your behavior, and you know how to, where the boundaries are to interact with a certain person.
Yeah.
and
You'd be
it's
like, oh, don't
not
fuck with him. He looks-
personal.
he looks
That's
like
how
he-
you speak Hungarian.
Fuck whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's if you speak Hungarian. If you do anything dumb and they're gonna fucking swear.
No, it's just a cultural difference because it took me 6 months. At first, you find it confronting. You're like, oh fuck, everyone's so
Like,
in your face
you're
about
like,
stuff.
wow,
but then once you get to know it, you become like that. And when you
Yeah.
go back home, right? Everyone can't. Like, it's hard
They
to be in
don't
a
under-
workplace because
Yeah.
you're the first person to be honest. You're the first person to say that's a shit
right.
idea.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But you don't say it's shit to you say it's a shit idea because it's not going to work, and then you say the reasons why,
Yeah.
and you say it immediately, which is what
Just
Hungarians
go straight
do.
to the point.
You're
They
straight
don't-
to
they
the
don't-
point,
Yeah.
and it doesn't happen back here. You tiptoe. You try to respect
Yeah.
everyone's opinion,
that,
but
man.
some things are not about.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Some things are
Like,
not about your
Hungarians, they
opinion.
don't- they-
Sometimes are like, if you have a process, there are some things that just aren't going to work. It's like if you have a fucking train track and then there's no tracks and you have rocks, the train's going to fucking crash, right?
So, like, might
And
as well say
if
it,
your
like-
workplace is suggesting some fucking retarded idea like that,
They ain't afraid to
and you
fight.
go, look,
They
I'm
like
sorry,
niggas. They're not
but
afraid to fight.
basic
They will
gravity.
not. Hungarians are like the niggas of Europe. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah,
That's
totally.
my
Once again, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my
Yeah.
bad.
Or-
I can say
Yeah.
it. I'm not a politician.
parts of Detroit
Yeah.
and
No,
Cleveland.
but I think so because they like the
Can we
like
say-
I'll give you an example.
say
Like
that
one of my best friends, I have never
European
gotten
niggas?
in a physical fight
Can we say-
ever. And one of my best friends, she was the
What-
one
wait a minute,
Hungarian
wait,
bitch.
she's so-
40-year-old. I'm not gonna say who she is because she's famous.
Oh, hell no.
She got me into a straight like ghetto a fight, like pulling hair, and I was like, okay, so we gonna do this today. So we gonna,
and the-
are we gonna do
the
this? Fuck this. I bought this. Fuck the wine. I bought this wine. Yeah.
My
They're
favorite-
only
And
in
that's the
Hungary.
thing, the
Like,
moment-
they can do that.
The moment
They-
you can understand that and then not get upset by it anymore.
Oh, yeah, you
and,
gotta-
and also communicate that way. Everything like you actually
I
start
learned
to
that.
really
It's
enjoy
like a
it.
rap,
You know,
you know,
Because
you diss each other,
You don't
you
feel
know?
confronted anymore.
Like, at least
you
I'm
just
not
go.
like
you
you.
think
At
about
least I got my
things, you
teeth.
know.
My favorite fucking
So
thing.
I love it actually. I love it.
You drank the Kool-Aid, as we say in America. You've gone to the dark side.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I like it. That's why I mean, Hungary is
You
like
get it. You get
it's
it, though.
like
You know what
it
I'm
is
saying.
a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you be broke, but we all broke together,
Yeah.
so we can help each other.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like,
Everywhere else
we
fine.
understand.
Words.
Okay, sometimes.
Screw each other.
I know
over.
niggas. It's a little bit.
My
harder
favorite
with my
fucking thing
African
about
people.
living in Budapest
So-
as an expat is that the fucking geniuses at the immigration office send you all your letters and documents in Hungarian.
Yeah. No, but you know what's funny?
I'm a fucking
let me
preparing you
explain
for your
the
language
irony.
tests,
Let me explain
right?
the irony. Let me explain something. For me, okay, I remember chilling with some other expats that were Hungarian American. They're all white. I'm mixed, so I'm Hungarian too. So they all talk about like, oh, I came to Hungary and I'll speak in Hungarian. And they're like, why are you speaking like you're Hungarian? You should be speaking better. What is this accent? And me, I was like, I never had that problem because I'm black, and they always assume they'll speak to me in Hungarian. I mean, in English, even if I'm speaking in Hungarian, and then they're like, how long have you lived here? Oh my God, this is so very good. Even if I have an accent or bad grammar, I'm still bad.
Yeah, because for me that I think is the biggest hurdle in moving here.
Yeah.
All my years
Language
in Spanish in the restaurant business does not help me here.
Rendoshe doesn't sound like police. Everywhere else, it's police.
Because out of the four of us, you speak it fluently.
Rendoshe.
And so for me, when I moved here, it was
Language.
I call it language limbo.
Yeah.
In that, first off, you find out Hungarian is the second most difficult language in the
Next
world.
to Chinese.
Yep.
Next to-
Yeah, it's actually first is Tibetan, Mongolian
Oh,
Tibetan.
really? Okay.
So
Arabic is easy.
It's
Not
not,
only
an
is it-
Indo-European language.
it?
It's not even. It's like Hindi is closer to English.
So it's
than
difficult-
fucking Hungarian.
it's
Oh,
difficult.
Hungarian, I don't
Yeah.
even know. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's difficult to understand. It's extremely difficult to read because then you find out
No,
that Hungarian alphabet has 44 letters.
Yeah.
Apparently
Fuck me.
26
But-
wasn't enough. Hungary needed another 18 letters. They've
No,
got
but
like,
if you read in
they've got
Hungarian,
phonetic.
it's better than
It's phonetic.
English.
but they've got
because
like
it's
5
literally-
O's.
No,
Okay.
but like literally, whatever you read is what
It's phonetic.
That's what I hear. It's like,
not
that's what it
like-
says.
No, but it's not like English. You know how like, okay, if you
Because English is
Oh,
a
what's
bastard
it go?
son of
Like you know
fucking
how like you have the
Hungarian is-
silent
it's
E,
phonetic.
you have
It's
silent E.
purely phonetic.
Yeah.
You know, like
That
for a
means purely
Hungarian,
phonetic.
if they
We should go
read
back to that.
come, like okay, it sounds like come. Okay, come.
As
if
in
you don't have a
arrive.
dirty like COME.
The
like
thing
they're-
is, once you learn the alphabet, reading it, like you won't
Reading
understand a
is-
fucking word, but you will pronounce
you can
everything
pronounce it. Yeah.
spot on.
That's what I
no,
understand.
It's
And
exactly.
I
It's not like
actually
English
tell
where it's
people,
tricky. Where
learn
like I
the
know.
alphabet first.
It's easy to do
Because
that.
you'll
also.
be able to start
Silent
reading.
letters,
because
everything you read
Once you know
sounds
the
like-
alphabet, when you hear words, you'll be able to fucking memorize them a lot easier. You'll be able to get what people
And
are fucking
apparently it's
saying.
like-
so learn the alphabet. It's not
But
that
have you
hard.
learned it,
You just
though?
got to nail. Look,
know
there are the
Egan,
vowels. The vowels
and
are a
apparently-
I can
fucker.
shake it.
And you say hello for
okay,
goodbye,
because this
which
is
really
really
fucks
funny.
me
This
up.
is
I have
really
a joke
funny.
about that.
Okay, well, what's your joke? Because there's something I.
Oh yeah.
that was really-
So
guess
I walked
shake it.
into Pizza. No, it's about Sia and like I walked into Pizza King the other. I tell it on stage. So I walked into Pizza King, and man, I'd heard that Hungarians were rude, but when I walk into the shop, they're like, "See ya," but I just got here.
See ya, motherfucker.
That was one of the jokes that I.
You can catch
Actually-
Daniel this week at Aurora doing such. But for me, what throws me about the Hungarian, apparently they have like one word that means this is a pharmacy. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
It's
and
all-
there's one fucking word that says that entire
Raguzash.
thing.
Raguzash. Yeah.
The grammar
It's
fucker.
like this is a pure example. Anybody can say egészségedre.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, see now this is a pure example. What he said was your whole ass.
to
so one
your
of it,
whole
if you
ass.
just don't say like there's a tone.
and
It's kind of like
yeah,
Chinese where
yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I was
You
talking.
change
I was
one vowel, you
learning.
change
I was
the
learning
sentence.
Mandarin
Fucking hell.
from one of my friends, and she was like, "Tsin," and I can't remember the word, and I was like, "Tsin." She's like, "Tsin," and we're like, "Tsin." We're like, what? It sounds the same. So I figured this is what it sounds like for English
Yeah,
speaking.
no.
Egészségedre.
What I learned-
One means cheers, the other means your whole ass.
Yeah, and it changes the whole
So
sentence.
Fucking hell.
yeah, so
Just that one
It's really funny when
pronunciation.
foreigners
But
try to.
don't try to learn the grammar. Don't even fucking try. Just learn words and learn
Yeah,
the
yeah.
alphabet, and the rest will you'll fuck up the grammar,
You'll
but
kind of-
people will not care if you fuck up the grammar. They'll more or less get it as long as you're pronouncing things right.
Yeah.
They
And
might laugh at you sometimes.
just
trick
you
to
pronounce
pronouncing-
it right.
The
correctly,
trick to
you know?
pronouncing everything is to exaggerate the shit out of it.
Yeah, that's a
my
good- that's a
practice.
That's you can do a
Everybody
bit
does.
out of
Everybody
that.
does.
You can do a comedy bit out of that.
Everybody does harimin skette shaktere, like as a pronunciation by practice word. For me, it's dupla shaitos mikroyal. That's how.
Okay, she got that.
That's how I learned how to pronounce it. You pronounce the shit out of that, like dupla shaitos mikroyal, and then that's the one.
Mikro what?
No, you
Mikroyal.
open your mouth. And my dad used to make fun of my
What is
mom,
mikroyal?
saying, Stop talking like you
Like a
have
fucking
shit in
bird
your
would.
mouth. You know? Because my mum's with a Spanish accent is trying to say things in Hungarian, and it was
Like, oh, speak
awful.
with your open your mouth.
Yeah. Open your mouth!
What the
Like
fuck
he
are
was
you
like
saying?
really angry, you know? Kind of thing. But you know what you were saying about being misunderstood? The drummer in my band, he used to like say, "Oh, Hungarians are really rude." I'm
Yeah.
like, "What?" "Oh, you know, they bump into you and they go, 'Watch out.'"
Dude.
And I go, "They're not saying watch out, they're saying bocha not." And he's like, "Oh," and he goes, "Oh, what does that mean?" I go, "That means sorry."
No, but
they're
this
saying
is-
sorry to you.
This is
but
a-
he didn't understand
Bocha
it.
No, I
he thought they
understand.
were going, "Oh, fucking watch out,
Watch
mate."
out,
You know?
motherfucker. But to be fair, some Hungarians have dissed me for bumping into me. So I was like,
Well, in
People
Spain,
bump
they'll,
into me.
they'll try and
but
fight
one
with
thing
you.
that I found interesting, like, you know how, like, okay, we're Americans. You know how, like, if we're trying to ask for directions, we're like, excuse me, in Hungary, you have to be like, please don't be mad. Ne haragudj, can you help me? Like, I thought that was interesting. Like, we say don't. In Hungary, we say don't be angry. America, we say excuse me. Is it? I mean,
Yeah.
Like, don't yell at me, but I'm trying to.
If I'm in the
grocery.
grocery store and somebody moves out of my way, I'll look at them and say, "You're American, aren't you?" And they'll say, "Why?" And I'll say, "Because in Hungary, nobody moves out of your way."
And I like to fight with them. I challenge you.
Hungarians,
Move, bitch.
they
I'm
just
gonna
stand there.
right here.
They do not.
And you know, Hungarians love lines. They love long lines. You go to somewhere and there's a really
They
long
don't
line.
mind.
And
They
then there's
don't
another
mind.
place next door.
They will.
There's no line.
And
And,
they-
there's somebody. No, they're going to wait in the fucking line.
Well,
They
it must
do
be a
not
better
mind.
place.
Follow the
It's
rules,
probably a
follow
better
it.
place.
I don't give a
Respect.
fuck.
Mine's like
I'm
father.
not waiting out the fucking street halfway up. And I'm not going to do that, you know? Call me spoiled. Call me
I
Westerner.
understand. Because we too fast
Like,
paced.
they love it.
Hungarians are like, we got
But the thing
time.
is, the lines are never as bad as they look because you go there and they kind of go quicker, except for when you're in a bank. Today,
Or at immigration.
fuck
Or
that.
at immigration.
No, God, don't be sorry.
Oh, immigration. Thank God I don't have that
Fuck
problem.
that,
Administration.
man. I fucking hate immigration office.
there was
man.
like
It's
5 people waiting in line at the bank. I got
What a
a,
load of
a
cunts.
number, and I thought, oh yeah, this will be like 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes max.
Dude, 4
I was there
hours.
for like fucking 55 minutes. Yeah, well, and all I went there was to deposit some money. Well, why did this take so fucking long?
But you know, see, all of this, all
There was
of
like
this
$7.
It's like I was telling you, man. Like like here, deliveries take like an hour at least.
deliveries.
Food delivery, like if you order food,
Okay.
like it's 45 minutes to an hour, and expect it to be like an hour and 15 minutes. I ordered a pizza, it took an hour to arrive. In Beirut, they don't have street names or addresses. It takes you half an hour
Shit, man, they hardcore.
max.
But it's like taxis here, like they're really fast.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, they are.
in Mexico,
Cabs are
you
quick
gotta
in
wait
here.
forever.
But
You
it's
gotta be like,
expensive.
yo, where you at? Where you
Expensive though.
At? It's expensive,
It's
Hungarian.
not too bad. In Australia, man, you're fucked.
Oh yeah.
You're like, man, you're looking at
No,
like
Beirut is fucked.
50
man.
to 80 bucks for a fucking cab
I
ride.
spent more-
At least.
I spent more going to the
And
embassy.
I'll walk. I'll definitely sweat.
I spent
I'll be
more
like,
going to the embassy.
Not
in
when it's
Beirut
19 times bigger than
3 months
Budapest.
of public transport here. This is fucking ridiculous.
I'll tell you, I do love public transportation here.
That
It's
is
amazing.
I love the
think
spread
we're like
public
the
It's
transport.
first
amazing.
Or second,
Especially the fact that they
had,
don't
like,
check
the
your
first
tickets.
metro, right? Did we?
Hungarians still hate it.
I know, but
Do
I
you
think
really?
I freaking love
Wow.
it. No, I love it. I love it.
It's-
I feel
it's
free.
excellent
I feel
compared to
free.
Australian
compared
public
to America,
transport.
where you gotta wait like an hour, you miss the bus.
In Australia,
and you're like,
it's
oh fuck, and I gotta
a
wait
bus
another
is every
hour.
20 minutes, a train is every 30 minutes, a tram is every 25 minutes.
Oh,
Fuck that.
It's
No.
super expensive. If you miss something, you're
You're
super
done.
fucked.
But Hungary,
if you get a fine, it's $400. Like you're fucked. It's
Wow.
That's like
and
a
you
Hungarian
will,
salary.
well,
you're
Hungary,
likely
you
to
can kind
get
of trick
fined.
the controlling system if you know.
Oh no,
It's
I love,
not like England. It's not like England where you gotta. Sometimes I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
funny story.
Yeah.
I love how the
About
Hungarian
one, I
public
know. I'll tell you
transport-
what happened to me. I think this was after a comedy
Yeah.
night, and this mixes up the story of all these people being angry. I remember it was like, you know how like after what is it, midnight,
Yeah.
you gotta have a ticket
Yeah.
because the controllers are
Before
there.
midnight, you're good.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta have a ticket. And I remember like, I guess they changed the law, but usually if you go in the tram at like after in the after midnight, you can buy a ticket
Yeah.
from the controller. This time
Yeah.
they changed the laws. I came and I had like 500 forints. I was like, here,
No, you can still
I want to
buy a
buy.
ticket
They're
from
like,
them.
no, you are not allowed. And I was like, and I remember I was so drunk, I was tired, and I was like, can I just like, I don't want to wait another how many minutes? Like, I'll just give you the 500, just keep it. Like, forget it. They're like, no, you got to get off the tram.
Hey, well,
I was
you
like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, this time we gonna fight. Like, we
have
gon-
have they
I-
ever
one-
sold
And
you?
then one Hungarian guy was like, okay, "You need to get off, Lacey, because I want to go home." I said, "I want to go home too." So we gon' have to let's argue because I'm not leaving until I recognize I had some illegal paraphernalia. And I'm like, I'll get out. I'll get out.
Have they ever sold you?
No, but this one thing surprised me. One thing. Usually Hungarians, like the nigga that just came out was like, I want to get off and get the fuck out. Usually they will blame the victim. They won't defend me, and that pisses me off as an American because I'm like, you defend. Like, I would defend.
Land
me.
of the free.
Like I'll be like, bitch, just take the fucking money, But then these two lesbians, they stood up and they started defending me, and I was like. It
Girl
was so
power.
rare
Sister
because
power.
Hungarians never defend me.
Yeah.
They just keep quiet or they,
Oh, yeah.
they say get the fuck out because I'm trying to go home. I've been tired. I've been working.
Have the controllers?
And like I was like, I gave him my Facebook. I said my name is Maria Mama. Find me on Facebook. I appreciate you. It was like I said until I found out I had illegal paraphernalia. I was like, you know what? They're like, I'm gonna call the cops. I was like, call the cops. Wait a minute.
Don't
I'm
call
gonna
the
get up.
cops.
I'm gonna get up. I'll get up. I'll wait another 20
Have you
minutes.
ever been
It's all right. I
sold
got cigarettes. I'll be all right.
used tickets from the controllers in the middle of the night? Because some of the dodgy ones, they'll get tickets that have already been used by people,
Yeah.
and they'll
I've
sell
done
you
that.
those,
Oh,
and they
stop.
just they pocket the money for themselves.
I've never.
Oh, that's
fucking
cheesy.
That's,
awesome. It's awesome.
Because niggas.
I'm like,
we niggas.
when I get it.
Anything for the hustle. We ain't got no money or government shit.
Yeah, yeah.
We gotta survive.
No,
Anything.
I had an ex, she
Millennia,
got it.
Act like millennia.
And she goes,
Anything
my
we gotta
ticket's
do.
been used already. They sold me a dodgy ticket. I'm like, so what? It's like 400 foreigns. Like, let them fucking keep it.
Man, there's so
And
many
she got really
loopholes.
upset and she started complaining. And I'm like, anyway, another time I got them, like, they gave me a dodgy ticket. I looked at it and I'm like, these guys.
As long as it's cheaper, it's like fake Louis Vuitton. She's like, alright.
I love how
Fuck
I'm like,
the system.
you're stealing
Fuck
my
it.
money.
If it's
I'm cool with
taking my
that.
money and you pay me
Yes,
shit,
I'm cool.
You pay me shit for labor. I might as well,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
survive.
look, it's
I'ma
corruption
buy
of the
some
like
bagels.
lowest form of
That is pretty sad.
That is why I
that's
say
like about as
niggas
low
are
as
you.
on the
ads
That's
that-
how
on the,
people
on the crime
I've seen some
ladder.
real
That's pretty
nigga
much
shit.
the bottom rung.
I love how the
Real
public
nigga
transport
shit.
system
You
is
know,
Hungry is great for comedy.
It's corruption of the
Amazing.
people.
An
And I'm
artist,
okay with
you
that.
can suffer,
you know?
you can be hungry, but
There's no
you
power
got
privilege.
great
There's
creative.
no power
You got
privilege in that
goulash.
corruption.
We got goulash, we got chicken
Yeah.
paprikash, we got
fucking love that shit.
ranto too.
I love.
schnitzel.
I talk about this on stage. I love the Hungarian restaurants that advertise they have goulash. It's
Yeah.
like really,
But
really.
No
You're
way.
a Hungarian restaurant. Any chance you got
We
chicken
got goulash,
paprikash?
you know,
I'm going out
anything you need, I
on a
can
limb
go.
here.
I went to like this Hungarian restaurant that's supposed to be one of the best in the town, and they didn't have fucking chicken paprikas. I was like, what kind of?
Oh, I know what you mean. You
What kind of
have
monkey
some
fucking
hot chicken, but
operation
you
you
better make
running
some
here?
shit. I'll pay you extra.
What kind of Cheech and Chong
know-
bullshit you running up here?
You'll be surprised. The Australian tourists, I'm sorry, guys, they're dumb as fuck. Like they're like Hungarian.
Well,
But they
I've got
sexy though with the
goulash,
sexy accent. You know, that.
The only
You
sexy
get
aspect
that.
is the
What's
cocaine.
up? Criminals.
And if they
anyway.
even end up in a Hungarian restaurant in Hungary, that's a kind of miracle because the first thing they ask for is fucking McDonald's, or we call it Macca's.
Macca's.
They'll go to
Macca's.
Macca's straight away.
Hey, it's better than
which
the
is
French one.
similar to the
McDo.
Hungarian slang, which
Mackies.
is Mackie.
Yeah, I was gonna
In France, they call it McDo.
McDo,
Really?
because it's so
C'est
sexy.
McDo.
But Budapest is the new Paris because
Pa-
for real. I read that in an article. I think it's understandable.
Written by
We
Hungarians?
are all okay. Do you live here? Do you live here? You're comedians. You write. Don't you have great material? Isn't it kind of like a cool city with
But-
cool
but
people?
is it-
It's like the same as it was, during
a good-
Hemingway's day. Like, no, for real. I'm not
Belle
like
Époque.
just Google it. Like
Brett, what do you
I'm
wanna
not just
say?
making
Yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
how you
The one
say
thing
that.
I've noticed is, and it's mind blowing when you actually, it's almost like the city is on this loop. Is that every block goes burger, pizza, gyros, coffee, burger, pizza, gyros, coffee, burger, pizza, gyros, coffee.
24 hours gyros, definitely.
Oh, I love those.
Because
That
your
saved
people
my
work
life.
hard. They be like, we be working, man. You know how much you need.
We
you
friend
want
each other
some
on
gyros.
Facebook the other night. The first thing I see him say is, "Well, where can I get a good gyros in this town?" I'm
where's-
going,
I
fucking
wanna
throw
know-
a rock.
No, I want to know
And
where's
walk
the
down
best.
the street. You're going to find some.
The
They're
best.
like niggas.
Yes,
Your people
that's
in
what
the
I
business.
I
Like
wanted
said.
this
6 in the
for
morning,
my
you go check
database.
it.
They're working. They don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
They're working, man.
What makes the
They
best
understand.
gyros? I mean, you have an orgasm I mean, literally, you ejaculate while you're eating it? Because, I mean, a fucking gyros is
Not
a
in this
fucking
country.
Well, most of them are
No, but
rubbish.
I've actually had
I'll tell
food
you what,
poisoning.
most
and
of them are
for a good
pretty
4 years, I didn't eat
average in
gyros.
Budapest. Most of the gyros in Budapest is average.
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah,
It's not
or
good.
shit.
The
If you're
general,
unlucky
the
like
general
me,
standard
like
is not
me.
great. And every now and then there's like a pretty
Arabs,
good
it's
one. But
cancer.
the average one, like,
But when you're
so
drunk,
can we
it's
mention
good.
company names? Yeah. Sarai, that's rubbish. That place is
Yeah, no, we're not doing any kind of product placement at all.
They have
No,
sucked.
not at all.
They
Not,
totally
not
Today's
at all.
episode brought to
Try
you.
Kubani
Show
idea
brony.
today.
The average, it's
The trash of the
okay.
Danube.
It's not mind blowing. The average, and I wanted to know what is the best one. That's all.
It's not book
I
about
was
that.
sitting in the
I honestly
toilet,
don't know.
crapping
Blue
out my
Agori.
gyros from the night before. and
At
I was
least you
wanting
didn't
to
throw
know.
it up. At least you didn't get
Blue
food
Agori.
poisoning.
I
got food
have
poisoning, and
thrown
I
up,
remember I
yeah.
was high,
It's happened
and
to
I was
me.
like, this meat tastes funny, but
And what is
I'ma
the best
eat it.
gyros?
Well, no, I
And
mean,
then I
the
went
biggest
there.
one.
It's this Greek place on there.
I'll believe you.
Blue Agori.
Is-
oh yeah,
You've
you
been to
the
Lebanon.
one, you know. Let's,
But then what would make it the best? Since you're talking about 5 identical ingredients.
No, not that one. I know.
I
what
don't
the
know about the
ingredients is.
ingredients. I don't know how to
pita,
cook that.
pita, onions, tomatoes,
Meat.
tomato. So, is it the meat
I
that
know
they're
what
going
you're
to
talking
make it?
about.
Quality
The
of the meat,
cucumber sauce.
quality of the bread.
Okay.
Quality of the meat, quality of the bread.
Okay.
Ask for no
Cucumber
cucumber
sauce.
sauce.
Guys,
Oh, I love that
listen,
shit.
I'm
See, I
so
love that.
I'm
Good
so
shit.
blasphemous.
I'll be like, add some extra cucumber
I'm like,
sauce, man.
onions,
What?
No,
chili
this
sauce
is not the
only.
place for kebabs. This is not the continent for
I know
kebabs.
he would
It's
say
not.
that, but
It's
you know,
not.
I don't.
Well,
I'm
Germany
not a
apparently is
professional.
pretty good.
I don't know. I haven't been to Germany yet, but
I don't like the cabbage in the gyros here.
Yeah, that's
the
fucking.
last
that's-
5, the last
that's
4
wrong.
inches is
I
all
agree.
cabbage.
that's Turkish gyros. You gotta try the Greek stuff. They make
Where
should
we
not
go?
have
Where we go
cabbage.
for
I
Blue
agree.
Agori.
All right,
It's
so
a great
tonight
place.
you
No,
take me there, you
I
go.
agree. It's like making a pizza. It's
Oh,
not
so
fucking
broke.
rocket science.
Show me
But there
that
is shitty
place.
pizza like Domino's.
You're right.
And there is fucking brilliant
There's no
pizza.
Domino's here. I miss Domino's.
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
there's
I got
Pizza
Pizza
but
Hut,
it's not-
which
but
is like
Pizza
the
Hut is
lowest.
so
Hut.
rare.
Yeah,
It's the worst.
Pizza,
It really is bad.
No,
No,
one
here
has
it's
pizza.
really bad.
Gyros is the same, right? It's like pizza. There is an absolutely phenomenal.
There is a
like,
fantastic-
Italian
wine,
pizza.
and
I learned that
terrible.
Italian pizza. That's the shit.
anyone
I
can
didn't
make a
know. They're like,
pizza.
what's
There's
up
an
with
a
the-
amazing
2-year-old can
pizza
make a
place.
fucking pizza, you know?
There's
Italian, right?
There's an amazing southern
Because
Italian
they know
pizza
how to
place
make
next
pizza.
to House
It's
Bar.
their, it's their shit.
Petici.
That's their
Pizzica.
food.
It's called
Yeah, Pizzica.
Yeah.
Yeah, two
So-
young brothers.
so
that pizza is a whole nother level.
It's quality.
what
It's
about
quality of
burgers?
ingredients, and I think it's
American
generosity.
over here.
Uh,
What do you
actually-
think about Hungarian burgers?
I
Oh,
like
it's
I
getting
think
good.
burger.
It's
I
getting
like
good.
it?
It's
It's
decent.
getting
I
good.
like American better.
There's really
like, I'm
good
just
stuff.
like,
I like
I've never
what
been
do
to
you call it?
America,
Bamba
but
Marha.
That's
Yeah,
the
that
one I
place-
heard. That's where I've got to
Black
take you.
cab,
It's
black
amazing.
cab.
Black cab
Yo,
is-
And I heard
black cab
that's
or yellow?
amazing. I haven't been there.
That one is the closest.
They've
to
been
American.
listed as the number one.
I
And
think-
I'm-
I think
I know
that's-
people
it's
that
really
eat there
good.
3-4 days a
That-
week.
but it's expensive.
No, it's not. It's
Nothing-
cheaper than Zing.
It's
It's
not.
expen- oh,
It's not
Zing,
too
I've
bad.
never been to.
It's not too bad.
But I know for me, because I work.
I like
make
Zing,
this
and there's a
money.
place by Mahmoud
So
called
it's
Devil
expensive.
Meat,
Like, I know.
Never tried.
which is like the best name
it's
ever.
cold.
Devil
I
Meat.
avoid Obuba
Wow.
normally. I stay Pest. I'm a Pest boy.
No, I'm a Buddha. I'm a Buddha and a Pesh, bitch. Depends. It depends on my mood. Because Buddha is very
I'm all
quiet.
Pesh, man.
Pesh is very poppin', you know.
Pest is where the shit happens.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people that actually live on the Buddha side. It's very.
I live in
Too.
my-
All
I
right,
came
Buddha.
here.
All
yeah,
right,
my
Buddha
where I
people.
live, it's like
Bash.
nobody lives over there.
Buddha,
We
Buddha.
good.
But the
Calvin
down,
Terra
That'll do.
represent.
Man, the rich area. We from the rich area. You don't know.
We from
Yeah.
Calvin Terra.
We're the
The
street
hills,
dogs.
bitch.
but the downside of the
dogs.
Buddha side of the river is everything closes at
Yeah.
8
I
o'clock.
know.
If you don't
I
have it by
fucking
8
hate it.
o'clock,
Buddha is
You're
Grandma
You're
Town.
screwed.
That's
But
the
like, what you
problem.
want?
Or like, I'm having a family now. That's what Buddha's
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
for somebody like
I'm
me
having
that's
yeah, it's a
single,
lot of kids,
no
lots of
kids,
strollers,
I'm
yeah.
like, what am I supposed to
great.
do? I'm drunk and I got
Buddha is
go.
Grandma Town.
But
That's
if
what
you're a
Buddha is.
horny single young person and you want to get laid and get fucked up every
Hey, speak
night,
for yourself.
you have
I
to live
would,
in
I would,
Budapest.
I'm
in
actually,
Budapest,
I'm low key jealous. of
yeah,
that.
if it's 8:01, if it's 8:01,
But
and
I would like to go out and then
Victory.
2 minutes I'm home.
However,
Yeah.
there is
that's,
hope.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
And the hope
For me,
is-
I gotta be
Hall
like, I gotta call
represent.
taxi. Oh,
you have
God,
hope. The 4-6 tram.
Yeah.
It connects
It's
us
the
all.
spinal
Yes.
cord of the city.
Yeah, that's the
spinal
first.
cord.
That was the
That's
first thing I
brilliant.
learned.
Transportation, that's what I'm saying. Hungarian
Yeah, the
transportation,
4
we
and 6.
gotta
That was
be-
my
we gotta-
It's the
the
lifeblood
first
of
thing
the
I
city.
learned when I moved
Except
here.
if you have a
It is.
controller that and they fucking with you.
Or you have a
Or
drunk
if
guy.
you live in fucking Chapo,
Or, a
then
drunk
you're
guy.
fucked.
Or somebody that throws up at the fucking.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a
You're
tram
fucked. You're
when they throw up and the whole tram smells?
Yeah,
I-
but I'll tell
I'll-
you, there's some really good moments on the 4-6 I was, you know that song by, I want to say, I forgot the name of the band, but it's called Brandy, You're a Fine Girl.
Looking Glass.
Yeah, Looking Glass, that's the one. I was singing that on the metro with my friend, and it ended up being like a chorus of like 5 different people on the tram
That knew the
singing.
song.
That is
Complete
beautiful.
strangers.
Only in Hungary. Only in
It was
Budapest.
beautiful.
Yeah.
People
We
need
were
to
like,
come here.
Brandy, you're a fine girl.
And
then,
if
like,
you come
5
here,
people
help
were in
our
it.
people because we be hungry. we starving, you know.
Ah man, but I love
Buy
how
some
I love
beer,
how
buy
like
some
Hungarians
shit,
will
you
put
know?
up with anything because
But their cursing is amazing.
we got slightly.
That's
Oh, yeah, I love
They are
cursing.
so fucking creative. If you say that
form.
in English in America, they're
Hungarian
like, fuck
is my-
your God, or your
Yeah,
mama
yeah.
fucking God. They're like, what you say about my mama?
It's
And
an
my
art
God?
form.
Oh, hell no.
Hungarian is my second favorite language to curse in after Arabic. It's just
Oh,
fucking.
really?
Wait till you learn the Hungarian
Oh,
swearing.
the Hungarian.
There is a
What's
lot.
up, for kurva
Ooh,
anya,
you
nia
need a
fas.
second. You need a
Get si
second to try to think
fasopo.
of. It's like poetry.
What's your
It's poetry.
favorite Hungarian swear word?
Nia fas.
Oh, there's so many.
Your favorite. Your favorite. Let's go
I
around.
don't know.
This is a
Okay,
good-
the nasty
We can
one. It's
cuss,
nasty.
right?
This is nasty. Get
Sorry,
church.
grandmas.
I learned this. I learned this
sorry,
from this
just got-
celebrity
Hungarian
Gabby.
grandmas
I'm
love to
gonna
swear.
let you know, Gabby. Told Gabby. I was like, so teach me some shit, and she was like, Get to church, and I didn't know it means
What?
it means
Gutsy-
come on your
gutsy
breast.
church.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
boob, titty. Yeah, your titties will come. And
Fossil
English, you can't do that shit.
Nah,
You
it
can't
doesn't
say
work.
that
No,
shit.
no, no. It
They'll
sounds
be like,
weird.
what you say? You nasty.
All right,
What
Gatsy
you
Church,
got
that's yours. You got a
fuck?
favorite Hungarian swear word?
I know Egan.
Egan.
That's
not
my
a
vo- that's
swear
my
word.
Hungarian
Oh, we gotta
vocabulary.
teach you one.
Bosmag.
Give him one.
Boss
Just give him
kurva
one.
anya, Getsi,
One at a
Mia
time.
fas.
Slow
Pussy
down.
Tam.
Yeah,
Slow
yeah,
down.
come on now, like shit.
Okay, just give him one. Give him
There's
one.
a lot
Actually,
of- there's a lot.
what would you like to know how to say? How to swear? it?
Asshole. That's the
What
one I
the
use
fuck
most
is
in
asshole?
English.
That's like
Nobody
baby.
knows.
That's like baby
like
shit. We
5-year-old
talk
shit. That's
about
like
we
grade
go
school.
to the
Shag
next
fade.
level, like
Shag fade.
like you fuck your mama.
Which means
your
I did
godmother.
know that
means
one.
ass head. Actually,
That's
means
it.
ass head.
That's
No,
the one
there's
my
better
girlfriend.
ones
Yeah, my
that
girlfriend used to
includes
text
God.
me that.
The religion.
But I could never. I knew how to write it, but I could never pronounce
Shag
it. when I-
fade. Yeah, yeah.
Shag fade.
All right. Well, that's your one. What's yours?
I want to say
These are
I use
babies.
Mia fas a lot.
Miofos. What the fuck?
That's a good one.
I always say Bosmag, but I like saying it because people always think I'm ghetto.
I use
like they'll be
Boozy
like,
Camera when I first moved
"Oh,
here."
that's not a classy way to do it." I'm like, "Who says I'm classy?"
My favorite one.
A Bosmag.
My
man.
favorite one is Foskolopgatsi, which means it means
Can you tell him?
dick, hat, cum. And it's like
But
saying
it's all together. It's an adjective.
You're so useless. You're like the leftover cum on
From
the
your
side
hat.
of the
like,
dick.
I guess you cummed on your face.
from like you know you're the cum that didn't make it inside the pussy.
and then went into your face, and which it went to
like,
your hat, and then
In
you got
Australia, would say,
sprinkles.
"Oh, you're a fucking useless cunt." You're right.
What's fascinating?
I
to me
bet
is
if
that
you do it in
they
English and
actually
you
have
curse
a word
it
for
in a
that.
Hungarian, they're like,
with 3 words in one. But yeah, Foskolopgatsi.
You can pile it on. That's the thing.
That's the
Yeah,
beauty.
well,
That's what I'm saying. It's poetry. It's like you can. It's like rap.
No,
it's
an
like
art
rap.
form.
Like at least I'm
It's
not a
an art
nigga.
form,
That's
really,
you know
really.
you can fuck with each other and just.
You know, Hungarian
it's a
grandmas,
beautiful- I love Hungarian.
they
It's a
don't hold
gorgeous
back.
language.
Hungarian grandmas go fucking sick.
They can
like,
fuck you up.
They
man.
go
They
fucking
can fuck
hard.
you.
Dude.
You can like
They
lose
surprised
sleep
me.
over just being cursed at. Like you be
Go-
like, Americans can't handle that. English speakers, they be like, what you say about my mama? You talk about my God?
Hungarians will respect you if you let out a nice swear.
Exactly,
Yeah.
niggas of Europe. That
Brett,
that
do you
is
remember
what
your
I'm
swear
talking
word?
about.
Do you
Like,
remember
and
your
I've done it.
shag
I
face?
learned
Shag
this. I learned this. I
Shag
did
face.
this.
New one, thanks.
I would diss these niggas
So it's
who
like
are dissing
shag,
me.
like you're going for a shag, and fay, like
Oh, shag fade. That's easy.
yeah, shag
Oh,
and the
thank
name
you.
fay. You know,
Shag.
fairly common American.
Yeah. What's a new one?
All right. All right.
Hula. That's like a
Wave
wave.
fucker.
You're a fucker of the wave.
Yeah, wave fucker.
Hula, dead person, you know?
Oh,
hula.
yeah, like some Ted
necrophilia.
Bundy. Some Ted Bundy shit.
Dead fucker.
See what
I
I'm
like
saying?
it.
Hungarians, they got
like
a dark mind because they're pessimistic. And I understand because of the history, they've lost every war.
Yeah,
I don't
they've
even know
always
what
been
we
the losers.
celebrate. We celebrate, we have like celebration like 4th of July, you know,
Yeah.
fireworks. We've lost every war.
Yeah, yeah.
We've always been on the losing team.
Yeah.
Turkey.
It's getting
like,
rather
they
quiet
ruled
now.
us for
Everyone's
what,
listening to you
1,000
say
years?
that. Everyone's
Yeah,
getting
I know.
bumped
Come on,
in the
thousands
room.
of stress.
Okay, whatever. You know,
400.
compared to America, it's a lot.
300, 400.
You know, so but
200,
basically,
200.
we got our
Yeah, there's
independence
1,000
like what,
years
30
after.
years ago?
No, I mean
30?
Turks.
Like after a lot of African countries.
Turks.
Turks were here for
89.
150
Yeah.
years.
That's why when Africans try to tell me, oh, why are you being racist? You're talking, you know that. I'm like, nigga, you're living in a nigga European town.
Yeah.
Because you're Hungarians. We just in the beginning of the 90s is when we got our
So,
freedom.
like, how-
Freedom. Where we
I
could
don't
wear
know what to
jeans and
say.
shit and travel to
But
different countries.
Let's define it.
That's
Would you
why
call
Hungarians be
Hungarians
tripping.
like the white niggers of Europe, or
They
the
are the-
European
they
niggers?
are
or
the
what's
niggers of
Yeah,
Europe.
but is it the white niggers? Like,
They
is
are
it-
so
you know-
hardcore. Okay, maybe Russians are even hard. They're like they're even more. There's-
No, the Russians
they-
are the-
they- that's why we love Russians. We were like,
Russians
yo.
are like the Italians.
Russians are like the abusive ex-boyfriends.
They-
Yeah.
But where we put
What?
Russians are like the abusive ex-boyfriend. I told this to my friend the other day.
and that accent scares the shit out of
left
me.
Hungary bitter and angry.
And then they keep
What
running
are
back
you
to
talking
it.
about,
And they
Vladimir?
keep running back to Russia. 1848,
Yes.
the Russians come and butt fuck Hungary.
But they have amnesia. They have amnesia. They're like,
then
it's
Hungary-
alright,
then
he
you're
loved
like-
me. He said he loved me. He did it because he hit me because he loved me. That's why I'm back. I need to
I
die.
have to
Sorry.
change the name of the show to Not Safe for the Internet.
It's like
Free speech, baby.
That's right, free speech.
But let me finish this analogy.
Please,
So
please.
you get butt fucked in 1848, and then you go, you
And not in the good way.
And this is after so many years of
Hungarians
other
are cool
shit.
with anal, though. They're totally
They
cool
like
with it.
somebody
They're
to
fine.
lead them,
Oh,
to be
I'm
like,
sorry.
get the fuck, like BDSM. They
you
like
get
that shit.
cuckolded by Russia, you get cuckolded by Austria for a while, and then World War I happens, and then you're Soviet suddenly. Then there's even more. From
But we
Russia.
just want to go with the winning team. Anybody that seems
every
like
time
what's
Russia
winning.
butt fucks you, you're like, okay, finally, we're done. Back to Austria. Then you're like running back.
Go back to Germany. Let's
back
go to Germany. We with the Germans.
Then you're running
Oh
back
my
to
bad, the
Russia.
Germans. Oh no. Okay, they're trying to kill you. We're on the good. Yeah.
Man, fucking Russia.
Man, we're a little behind. We're not as behind as your people.
For all I know,
I will say this. My dad was Nigerian. My dad was
people?
never left. Okay. My dad was Nigerian.
hurt his feelings.
My African people may be worse than you. So it's a spectrum. We got the Netherlands, we got the Danish, we got America over
kings of
here,
the Middle East,
we got
yo.
Hungary, we got Africa, we got Yemen, like all the way
Hey,
down
whoa,
there.
Yemen.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not saying you.
That's
Yemen.
racist,
He's
girl.
not- Why?
Yemen, fucking north of Yemen.
Man, fuck that. Because
It
the
is
way they
Hungary,
treat
though.
my people, my women,
Why am I not surprised?
women. So until they treat their women, I ain't give a shit about race.
Hey, that's
Half
Saudi
the-
Arabia. You're being racist. to
Yemen.
Yeah,
Where the
okay.
women have to cover their whole fucking face.
Saudi
They get-
Arabia.
That's Yemen. Go Google
Yemen
it, baby.
barely exists as a
Google.
state.
Google it, baby.
Google.
Google it.
Yemen barely exists as a
I'm
state.
telling you,
Google
man.
it, baby.
That's some crazy shit. I've watched some
barely qualifies as
documentaries
a
on that
country.
shit. I'm like, what?
Yemen barely
That's what you
qualifies
do?
as a country.
I
right
would
now.
be dead.
I'm
I
just
would kill
saying Google
myself.
because I'm enjoying saying Google it, baby.
Yeah.
It's a good saying,
No,
actually.
but you can't.
No, but for real, just Google Yemen.
I know all about
Saudi
Yemen.
Arabia.
I've got-
Okay, so you think Saudi Arabia is better than Yemen?
No, I think they're both shitheads.
I think, but which one would you if you have to put,
Yemen.
rate
Just
them?
testing
You
you
think
now.
Yemen is worse?
Yemen's better.
No, Yemen's way better than Saudi Arabia.
For
Fuck
real?
Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia.
because can they drive in Yemen?
Of course they
Okay,
can.
so
get
at least
Saudi
they-
Arabia's
you get
not
But the
in
thing
Yemen.
is, they gotta cover themselves
all
right,
up.
well,
Guys,
that's-
you
don't
Saudi-
get crucified in
That's the
Yemen.
problem. This is
But I don't want to hear no racist shit. We're in
this is
Hungary. We're not in
endemic
America.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, if anybody, the
I meant-
gypsies, the gypsies are the
sensitive.
ones that are suffering.
Oh.
Like, we don't suffer as much. But I understand you go to America, I get it. You suffer, but I suffer too in America. But in Hungary,
Hey,
it's black people and Arabs. They still respect them because they got money.
You know what I got told the other
Gypsies,
day?
they
Go
don't
back to
respect
Saudi
them.
Arabia.
I ain't never going to Saudi Arabia
No,
because I
people
talk
told me
too
to go
much.
back to Saudi Arabia.
No, they told me they've called me stupid refugee. They've called me that. I'm like, bitch, I'm Bartok Rokon, bitch. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you know Bartok, right? You know that.
Fucking
I'm black and I'm related.
Hey, where I come from, you go
Closely,
get drunk with your
bitch.
Muslim friends, men or
Yeah.
women, and you hang over.
They be like,
you
go
share
back to
that
Africa.
hangover.
They've told me that.
Who
And
told
I've had
you
my
that?
Africa once when I was helping the refugees. You know what year was that? At Kellogg.
2015.
2016.
Yeah, I was there, and we weren't saviors. I just did the best I could, and we went to this store, CBA, and we were getting some water. And these Hungarians were pissed off and like, "Why are you helping them? They come with computers. They rich. They got money." And like me and my American friends, Americans, they're very.
She doesn't
They will
American-
let
she
you know.
touches
They'll be
me.
like, "What you
know,
talking about?
Americans.
Why are you charging the refugees? Why you talking shit about them? You better know your place." And then they started dissing me. Everybody else was white. I was only black, and I was like,
like
I was
Caesar
only
white, right?
Hungarian too. And they're like, "Go back to Africa," and I was like. Before I could even say anything, God bless my American people. My American, they're like, bitch, she Bartok Rokon, bitch. We're like, we're gonna call the cops, bitch. Did she go to Africa? She's American and Hungarian. What?
Yeah.
What? Bartok Rokon, bitch. I was like,
Booyah,
okay.
those
I was like, okay, I don't
See,
need to say
Maria,
nothing.
Maria has the advantage of being able to offend absolutely everybody because she is such a mix. She
'Cause I'm
can't-
mixed.
Nobody can get pissed off at
You know,
her.
but that's the
I can make
future. I
terrorist
am the
jokes,
future.
'cause I
We
grew up
all
Middle
we all
Eastern,
mix.
I'm
You
Muslim.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Hungarians
I
from
can make
China.
fun of middle-aged white guys.
from
That's
Asia.
pretty much my cul-de-sac.
That's why I got my eyes.
White, heterosexual, middle-aged,
Middle-aged
white guy.
heterosexual white guys.
I can make fun of almost anybody except.
Yeah, you can. I'm a little scared of talking about Arab. Although Arabs are close to niggas, they have like nigga time, all that shit. I know them very well
You know-
because I've lived with them.
Yeah, folks,
They
you
fucked
know-
me
you know,
over just like
Australian-
Africans have
I
fucked
can
me
say
over.
the first three letters of the
So,
N-word.
but you can still say
You know-
shit that I can't
You know,
say
Australians
in
have
comedy.
a really racist term.
I know
for
you guys
Arabs.
are racist. You're
Oh,
very-
Yeah, I know.
Australians.
I
Sorry,
watched
wait a second.
I
I'm
watched
an Australian-born
documentaries.
Spangarian. All right.
I know, see, but I understand you. I'm also mixed.
Yeah,
What is that
yeah.
word? I want to hear it.
Spang-
No, no, no,
Hungarian.
the Arab thing.
Oh, yeah, this is bad. This
Go
is
ahead,
bad.
shoot
He
me.
don't
I've
give a
heard
shit.
worse.
Sand niggers.
Oh, I've heard that a
Yeah,
million
that one?
times.
Bitch, but
Oh,
like,
that's nothing. That's nothing.
I've heard that in
I bet you
my-
can
my-
use that
my
in a
roommate
rap.
calls
You
me
know,
that.
be like, I'm a sand nigga, rich
My flatmate
bitch.
calls me that.
Because they got money, you know, I be spending money in the sand.
Is he Hungarian?
No, he's Arab. He's Arab American.
All right, well.
I hope one day I can do stand up that is a little racist like you. Like you'd say some racist shit, but you get
more
rid of
like-
it.
more like-
because you from that
Yeah.
area.
More, it's not so much racist.
I
It's more
can't
like
do it.
terroristic. Generally.
I will not fuck with that. I remember one time I just said, like, I had a roommate. He was my tenant. He was Muslim from Saudi Arabia. He brought all his Arab friends. And I remember one Arab, they didn't even look at me because I'm a woman. They would like, and they were speaking in like their
they
language.
gay or-
And every
Speaking
time I'm
generalizations.
American, so I talk. They're like, Maria, shut up. You talk too much. So I shut up and they're just, talking. And I remember one time I just said like the word Quran. I was talking about Christianity. I just said, I don't know what it says in Quran. I was like, oh my God, assalamu alaikum, wallah. And then I had this Hungarian 21-year-old that was like, I don't know. And I was like, girl, no.
No, girl, don't talk.
I don't want to be Allahu Akbar. I don't want
Hey, whoa.
It's true.
No, I'm just kidding. It's Saudi Arabia, so
We
you
can say it.
probably have a reason to be
But
afraid.
but for real, I love
Saudis.
y'all. Like I'm with
Yeah,
the
no, for
Muslims
sure.
that
Fascism
are
on this-
reformers, not the crazy ones. But I'm
Faux
with
shizzle,
you.
Wu-Tang in the
So
hood.
please don't. Yeah, but they be tripping. That's the only reason why I'm scared.
Hey, Saudi Arabians.
Scared to talk
Nobody
about-
likes Saudi Arabia. Fuck Saudi Arabia.
Fuck them.
All Arabs hate Saudi Arabia. Except
Obama was mates with Saudi Arabia, wasn't he?
everybody
That's the
was
only
pretty
time I
tight.
did because
He was
because
tight
they're
with them.
scary.
Hey, Americans are
They're
better friends
scary.
with
They
Saudi
be
Arabia than
bombing
Bush,
because
the
for
Bushes- the Bushes were
72
tight.
virgins, they can bomb you.
Yeah, but they shaved the bushes off. Anyways, no, Arabs are better friends. Sorry, Arabs Saudi Arabians are better friends with Americans than they are with
I
other
know.
Arabs.
That's
Yeah.
the that's
Yeah,
another,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
that's the
Dude, they
reason
give us all a bad name. They kidnapped our
because
fucking
they
prime
got
minister.
money though. Money talks. So
They
they'll be
kidnapped
like,
our
I
prime
kill some of my
minister.
people. Just give me that.
And our prime
billion."
minister was standing there. It's like he was reading a teleprompter. Like, I am totally fine here in Saudi Arabia. I am having a wonderful time.
Yeah,
My kids are great.
That's 1984 George Orwell type
Yeah,
shit.
shit, but fuck that, man.
Women
North
only
Korea is
recently are allowed to drive in Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia.
but
isn't that right?
I bet they.
Being the only
And I heard
country in
there's
the world.
laws if you're a
I was like, wow, and they're the
woman-
head of the Women's Rights Council. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you Europeans,
If you're a
man?
native woman, you can't walk in the street without your father or your
Because
husband.
God forbid
and
a
if you're next to
man-
a man and there's police and then there's religious police and they'll ask you for your marriage
They have that in
certificate
England
on
too.
the spot.
They have that. They now have like
What,
the
Sharia police?
religious police, which I'm just like, yo.
The
okay, I don't
Sharia
talk
police
about
or
that.
something, right.
I don't think it's a good idea to talk about that.
Well, I am
Please,
getting the
man.
light. I want to thank everybody. Big
Oh.
round of applause for Daniel, Tibby, and Maria for joining us on our first show. Thanks to the staff here at Abimato.
Thanks,
Hopefully, we will be back for a second show next week.
You will.
I'm not sure.
I don't know after these niggas. I'm
wish
great.
This
I'm
may have
great.
been
I don't
one
know
and
about
done.
them, but
I
I
want
might have saved the show.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate.
to wish my mom a happy birthday. Of course, I don't think she made it through the first 10 minutes of the show.
Hi,
so
Brett's mom.
Hi, Mom.
If you made it,
Sorry.
to the end of the show,
Sorry,
Mom,
Mom.
happy birthday.
Sorry, Mom.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Catch us every Thursday night.
At Not Safe for Work.
And plug your anything you got coming up.
Not really. to be
Okay.
honest.
I have my comedy on the 26th.
You can catch a lot of us at House
So
Bar.
catch me out. I'm going to
and,
talk about my
Aurora.
crazy job. I had a really fucking crazy job.
House Bar in Aurora. That's where the
and it's
comedy
a
happens.
secret. So
Different
only if you
days.
come to the show will you find out. It's only like 10 years later I'm going to reveal what the job is
Oh,
to the
shizzle.
world.
You'll find me drunk 6 nights a week in the streets of Budapest, usually Pest.
I'll be playing
Yeah, but
Skyrim
he's a
all
great
weekend.
drunk. He's a wonderful drunk.
I try my best.
And I'm King Rhino, and this has been the NSFW show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you
Ria.
guys next week.
Ria,
Same bat
Hungary.
time, same bat channel.
Woo! That's it, guys. Nice work.
Nice work, guys.
You know.
Was that okay? I felt like we were cutting you off a
Let's
bit.
take a picture. You guys, let's take a picture.
Yeah.
You had fun?
Yeah, it was a blast.